Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Homestead. So, right now we have gotten the notes that we recently acquired, and our next objective is to head to the laboratory, in order to analyze the data. There's really nothing I want to do first, so let's just go ahead and check that out. There's actually some other stuff I want to do in the laboratory as well. Solomon remained in Trummercliff's old laboratory. He had truly made it his own now. Solomon analyzed the data. The documents displayed a clear pattern. When patients entered the asylum, they typically got better and went back home. There, their symptoms inevitably worsened and they would return, worse off than before. The same effects seemed to happen to Trummercliff himself. The process was highly unusual. Father Gilmer was determined to find out if there were other areas affected by the plague in other parts of the country. Alright, and our next objective, to go to the railroad station to find out more about the Plague of Madness. And the railroad station being way off there now. Okay, that'll be the first time we've been here, right? I believe so. There is one thing I want to do though. So I've got another blueprint. So I figure, why not do a little bit of research? Got an awful lot of firearm research from the gunsmithery. So why not? Let's do like engineering instead. Stun bomb. Is the stun bomb something we want? Maybe not. What about chemistry? Stimulant. You know what? Let's go ahead and get the stimulant. Invented and patented stimulant. Okay. I'll take care of our other blueprint, and now I probably won't remember it by the time I have another blueprint, but what would we make with the next level? Dexterity elixir and mandrake powder. Alright. Dexterity elixir improves the user's period. Yep, okay. Luck over time. Fair. Okay, so with that, we've got really nothing else to do. Without any more blueprints, like we just need to advance the plot in order to get them. So let's go ahead and check out the railroad station in the far north. Solomon found an abandoned telegraph station and train yard. Official reports and private letters lay scattered everywhere. Solomon guessed a wealth of information must be hidden in those papers. Some might even hint at how far the madness has spread. While Solomon read everything he could get his hands on, the persons guarded the telegraph station. The first round of documents he read were worthless, but Solomon continued, determined not to miss any clue. He hoped his zealousness would not allow Turner's men to get the drop on him. Oh, great. I see where this is going. He delved deeper into his research. The endeavor took several days and was endlessly frustrating. Solomon considered walking away at many points. None of the letters from neighboring states mentioned anything about the plague. Solomon felt he was missing something important. He was exhausted, but still carried on, reading far into the night. Yeah, and combat. Okay, fair enough. We don't really have anything we want to change here, right? Do you have any, like, real cool abilities? Not really. HP, defense, and luck. Red Joker. Scavenger. Sometimes you find the best guns in the world on dead enemies, but then you tend to lose them. Well, that's a little weird. Defense, barrage. Barrage might not be bad. Gives him two of a kind, or pair as well, for +4 movement. Okay. And then vengeance. Oh, actually, you know, this would be really good on him. since it should keep him alive a little bit better if you can kill whoever would have delivered a fatal shot to him. Maybe that makes more sense. So then get like King of Spades here and Scavenger here. Jack of Spades. No other jacks. Doesn't really matter. Maybe we'll get the guy who has barrage, that as well. And this is... make sure that's the right one. No, that's the sniper. Okay, I did that exactly backwards from the way I wanted it. Let's get him those two. And then our... yeah, so he has the barrage and all that good stuff. Okay, that'll work for me. Health. Pretty okay with everything else. Might as well get increase max luck on... I'm taking our sniper and holy amulet here. Alright, that should be good enough. Go ahead and proceed to combat. Solomon's investigation of the Plague of Madness led him to a railway station and telegraph hub. After spending days reading through the logs, his posse came under attack. Yeah, we spent a little bit too much time here, it looks like.
Solomon found himself in a maze of trains and stations.
Okay.
The scattered notes he'd found rearranged themselves into a giant telegraph hub. The Pinkertons stared at him with hollow eyes, listless and lethargic. When he finally heard Trummercliff's voice telling him to find his answers, Delear realized he was dreaming.
Wait, what? So are we in a dream right now? Have Solomon collect the notes, gather them all in 20 turns. Okay, so we've got notes way over here. And that's way up here. And not too far away over here. Okay. So I'd say it makes the most sense to like try to get to the ones off on their own and then head towards the other two. Okay. And I'm a little confused. Like, are we... I think we're, like, in a nightmare right now, right? Is that how I'm supposed to interpret this? That's how I have interpreted this. Go ahead and move him over here. Do we even see any enemies at all? Is that, like, a thing that's going to be happening? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, no. No, it's totally a thing that's going to be happening. Okay, that's real bad. Well then, let's see about this. There's like... move him to here. Made some horrible decisions here on our very first turn. Could actually barrage. I'm going for it. Okay, well I shot two of them, doing a little bit of damage to each. Not really as much as I need, which is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's get you out to here. And I'm just going to take a shot at this guy. And he's going to miss. Awesome. Alright. Well, at least if I'm going to lose this one, I'm going to lose this one really early on. By moving Delear, like, right up front. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay. He's not dead yet, though. As I understand it, as long as I can kill this guy, I think I remain alive. Let's test that real quick. Have you hop over to right here. And then we're going to try to kill you. And miss, because why not? Okay, well, fine then. Move him up to here. And that does so much damage. Try to kill you. Yeah. These guys are definitely nightmares, right? Like the nightmare of insanity was killed. Delear. Can you not see this guy? Looks like you can't see anybody. Ugh. So... That's really unfortunate. If I move you to right here, now you can see him. I'm not going to be able to fan, yeah, insufficient action points. So all I could do is take the shot and hope to get 1 damage. That is not enough. Okay. Move him out to here. You can see him. I can do 2 damage here. But I missed. %, to do 1 damage. So I think this means I am dead and restarting. Half dead. Okay. I've still become invincible. Like, I'm not entirely sure of the mechanics of this, but it appears I have remained alive. So, you know what? Actually, Delear, let's get you to do a fanning shot into this guy. 80% chance to hit. And, oh, Nemesis killed. Okay. So I think that means I'm going to be staying alive a little bit longer. I'm totally fine with that. Now, let's get some of our persons actually out in front of us. I think I like the idea of the sniper guy kind of setting up on a long axis somewhere. And then we'll get C. Pearson, or C. Persons, way out in front with his extremely deadly shotgun. 100% chance to do 8 damage. Yeah, you're not gonna like that. Alright, it looks like we've also discovered that there is someone in here. Interesting. Any way for me to like ricochet a shot or anything? Doesn't look like it. What does courage do? Courage, courage, courage. Bolster when surrounded by enemies. Okay. I think that's going to be the end of that turn. Let's wait for this enemy to pop out somewhere. Oh, that is somewhere. Okay, relatively not deadly turn, which I think is pretty awesome. I can heal, right? Yeah. Gonna want to get him the healing elixir sooner rather than later. In the meantime, move him to right here. We can take a shot against her. It will only do 3 damage. There we go. That's just what the doctor ordered. Okay. Then let's get him to say right here. Is there no way for me to like tell him to open the door? I can take a shot here. Oh, he's out of ammo. Interesting. Let me try this. Okay. Still worked. Door open or closed. It mattered not. Alright, we'll get him moved up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and have him use the healing elixir. Awesome. And I don't know if his like ability to stay alive, like if that resets or how it works entirely. We'll find out though. Alright. We'll have B persons to tick up the rear. Okay. Nothing so far. Nobody. Okay. I suppose it makes the most sense to have C persons leading the way, since he does have the ability to kind of sense people in a perimeter around him. He's a lot less likely to get snuck up on. Okay. Man. So one thing I'm kind of noticing, and I hope this doesn't make things too awful, but I did upgrade to Windows 10 fairly recently. I'm not entirely sure yet what it's going to do to my computer's performance on like every game that I play. I'm noticing there's a little bit of stutter that I don't feel like was there before, especially when moving around like the camera. Go ahead and be right here. Like, I don't know. It seems like it comes in bursts though. So we might have to do something with our game settings. You know, it probably makes the most sense to just leave you here for a turn and move our sniper up to another better position. That'll work. Still spotted? Nobody. I'm okay with that. Take you first up to maybe like right here. Don't sense anything. Okay. Well, Solomon doesn't spot anybody either. Okay. I think it's going to be clear sailing the rest of the way to that building. So with that in mind, I'm going to start looking at where guys need to be to move on from here. I'll just leave him there for now. Okay, we only have 14 turns left, so we do maybe need to pick up the pace a little bit. Oh, that ain't good. Okay. So these guys weren't here before, right? Like, they're being conjured as I'm moving about? I'm not imagining that. At least I don't think I am. I'm going to go ahead and move him up to here, as he's going to need to take a shot into this guy to keep Solomon alive. Yep, that'll do it. This guy's got 5 HP. I only do 1 with that, and none with that. What if I tried to ricochet from here to him? No, he's still got full cover. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's look at the other guy. Oh yeah, you should have like a totally solid line of there we go. Except I'm out of ammo. You can do 4. Do a reload. And then have him take the shot. 68% chance to do 4. Good, good. Was hit for 4 damage. And then... we have no chance to hit with that. Okay. So with the repeater, nothing. The handgun, 25. Then if I try to do the ricochet from here to here, it's still 25. That doesn't really help at all. I'm gonna go for it though. No, doesn't land it. Ooh, nice. Heck of a time for a dodge. Oh. Okay. He's still breathing. Breathing is good. I like to still be breathing. Alright, let's consider everybody else in this situation. Before we get over to Sniper Guy. I'm going to move him to collect the notes.
It was clear to Delear now. The madness existed only within this region. Trummercliff's voice urged him to find more clues.
Well, that's a little disturbing. Okay. If I get him up to, like, here, do you think he'll have a shot? Or would that be blocking it? Move him out here. Let's go with that. I'm going to move him up to here. We'll create a little bit of our own cover. He can only see one of them, which I don't necessarily love. 25% chance or 0% chance. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll take this shot. Yeah, I didn't think that had a great success rate by any means. Again, 25%. Beautiful. Okay, that is like exactly what I needed to happen there. Now for you, we are in need of a reload. I'm gonna move him up to this train. A little bit better cover. And then don't have enough. Ugh. Okay. Well, I think we have to reload to do anything. And then we're a little bit low. Okay. Of all the characters you could have shot, that's the one I prefer. I take 2 shots. Actually, can't take 3, so I could take 2 shots. What about you? You no longer have line of sight? Really? Why is that the case? What about if I can't golden bullet. Provides an immediate luck boost. Shaman's Pipe increases max luck. What if I Mandrake Root? Lovely. And then Golden Bullet? Oh, no. Golden Bullet. 100% to do 4 damage. Cool. Probably worth it. Especially if I then combine with... probably with him. I think you should have no cover against me, right? Wow. Alright, but it is a Derringer, so I could shoot twice, but I'm out of ammo. Because reasons. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to reload that, and check out our other persons. 55 to do 5. Thank you. Nightmare of cruelty. Alright. Time to move Solomon. We'll get him up to over here. Alright. Everybody kind of needs to consider reloading. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. I actually really like something I've seen a few people either be confused by or irritated by if they did understand. Your reloads are not like magazine based, you know. We don't have assault rifles here, so we're loading individual bullets back into guns, which means a lot of times you're not reloading an entire 6-shooter in one round. Like this reloads with 2 bullets, and I can hold 3, so I'm still not exactly full on ammunition there. And I actually think that's kind of cool as far as putting you into the setting. You know, that we're in the Old West and we're using 6-shooters and lever action rifles, all that kind of stuff. I think that's actually kind of helping make the mechanics mirror the setting a little bit, and I think that's pretty cool. Not everybody may agree with me, but that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinions. I think it's kind of a neat mechanic, though. I imagine, like, if there was a tabletop mechanic, you know, that you might have to roll for reloading, and depending on your roll, you might reload only so many of your bullets every turn. I think that would be kind of cool. So golden bullet's still on cooldown, but we can move to right here, see him, and then take a shot. Awesome. And that is the usefulness of our other guy being able to sense enemies nearby, which is a wildly useful ability. And we can then move him further to, like, say right here. Oh, and we see people. Oh, wow. There was a guy right there that we did not sense. Interesting. Oh, we only do 1 damage. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so fanning potentially does 3. Or I move and take a shot, which might do more, but it involves me moving. I think I'm going to go with the fanning and staying put. Okay, we hit him twice. And then he's going to respond by running away. I can deal with running away. Running away is the one response that I'm totally fine with from the enemy. Okay. Although we have spotted a whole lot of guys now. And we only have 9 turns to complete our optional objective. So, let's think about this. Can move him up to full cover here. Nice. You can see this guy who he can do 5 damage to. Also this guy who can do 5 damage to because he's out in the open. Right. Let's go with the sure thing for the kill here on the guy that was trying to get away from us. Alright, and then say we move Mr. Sniper Man. Probably going to want to deal with this guy with him. So let's go back to see persons and get him up to here. We should then be able to see this guy and easily take a shot, doing 5 damage. Gotcha. Okay. Solomon is mostly out of ammo. I'm going to move him up a little bit, and then we'll do a reload, confirm, awesome. And B persons with his rifle, move him up a little bit. don't have visual. Reload again. Okay, what's this guy gonna do? He barely moved. Interesting. Can we ricochet into him? Yeah, we can actually. 56% chance. What is 64% for 3? Let's try for the lower chance but higher damage. Oh, it's one for the ages, kids. Alright, that was pretty awesome. We'll move everybody else up to sort of secure the area. 100% to do 2 damage because he's in full cover. Or 1 damage because he's in full cover. Okay. Let's hold off on taking that shot for a minute since it's got such good odds. And instead, maybe come up to right here. Oh, that doesn't have very good odds at all. But it hits. Okay. So with him only having 2 life left, if I try this shot, there we go, 100% chance. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Now, Solomon, you need to get ready to get some notes for me. Got 8 turns left. That should be plenty. Okay. Let's say him to write here. Okay. We'll get our sniper to right here. Have him reload. And then the shotgun is out of ammo. Move him up as far as I can in a single action and then have him reload. Yeah. Great. And Solomon, let's say you get right beside him. Great. Alright. Now we've got 6 turns. Do you need to get a move on here just a tad bit? So if I pull him to here, just to kind of check things out more than anything, and then start getting him ready to move on the next turn. I'll have Solomon come up to this.
Another mystery. Why did the asylum patients relapse after returning home? The solemn voice intoned that there were too many unknowns.
Well, so there's something that's causing it, right? And like they were separated from that something while they were at the asylum, but then it came back once they made it home. That'd be my understanding anyway. Alright. Okay, and I think we've got plenty of time left, right? We've got 5 turns to move him like a very short space. So I think things are going to be A-okay on that front. Are you fully reloaded? You are fully reloaded. So let's look at C persons as moving right to here. He doesn't sense anybody inside, so it should be safe for Solomon to go in. Oh, we're trying to get way over here, huh?
The old man had said that a comet appeared the night the madness started. Realization thrilled through him. Delear was ready to make his conclusions. He knew that certain physical substances like mercury could cause madness. If that were true, then the plague could have a physical source. What if the comet had become a meteor? Could that be the cause of all this? The maze receded from view. Trummercliff's voice faded, distant but satisfied.
Oh, sure. Your nightmares have got you fighting horned demons, but you're convinced it's mercury poisoning. All right, Solomon Delear and the persons set out to confront the plague of madness overtaking the land. Yeah. A flash of light and excited shouting woke Solomon from the nightmare. It took him a moment to regain his bearings. One of the persons shouted that they discovered a cache of gold under the station floor. Solomon, however, could think of nothing but the source of the madness. He was now convinced that the meteor had crashed somewhere in these lands. He needed to find out where. But first, he would need to make sure he had the right tools in his workshop. Solomon didn't get any rest that night. The nightmare he'd had at the telegraph station weighed heavily on his mind. He worried he might have taken the first step toward madness. Okay, several new locations became available, including a mine, Erickson Shaft, the Heldelancy Shaft. Okay. Oh man, all kinds of stuff over here too. Go to the workshop. Well then, it looks like we've got plenty of stuff laid out in front of us, and we got a couple of items there, right? But it was just like mandrake root. Oh, the plans. Detailed architectural drawings of a monumental construction. Huh. Not entirely sure what that's supposed to be for. But we did also pick up the Ace of Spades and the King of Hearts. Smell blood. Track wounded enemies. 10 of Diamonds. Equalization. Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. A little bit more story and a little bit of action. In the next episode, we could probably jump around to all these areas and then maybe conclude by heading back to the workshop to advance from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.